Right. I am here and I thank the gentleman who couldn't make it, who cancelled on the last minute, so that I am here. The Lord works in me in mysterious ways. So I am here. When he was telling me that he's getting better, I said, what's the rush? Just get sick, man. So, when you are when you are not used to speaking much. So I will be speaking here again, maybe in 5 years' time, who knows it, So I just thought the gentleman must just take his time. I've even forgot to buy him the pills, but I will explain to him later that I really wanted him not to make it so that I am here today. Amen. Ngicela sithathe iBhayibheli zethu sivule ku 1 Kings chapter 21. So this is my favorite passage, yes? Like running a marathon, so I'm trying to cool down. By the way, it's a health day today. A health day. So ababhidekanga xa benibizile nambani manibelapha. So I hope siya exercise. So we started ekuseni umfundo. I started running before umfundo. We saw the picture yakhe on the right, left Balega. We tried to recruit umfundo, and he recruited himself later when we had stopped. But he's a good marathon runner. I want to tell you, umfundo was huge. He was gifted, And we were running, but I started running years ago with Usanele. I remember my first, we ran first 10K years ago. And I can see he's looking good. He's keeping to the momentum, So we ran 10Ks, I think it was in Renberg. And it was good. We did, I think, 1 hour, 10 minutes or so. Oh, there is Mfundo. Look at him. On the right, he was heavy. I'm sure he had just taken a horse on that one. But man, we always meet in races. I don't know. I think I need to run right because after 26 or 27 Ks, he always overtakes me. It's either I start fast and he knows this thing. Because we started running, it was for the hype. We would take selfies. I remember our first Soweto marathon, we had cameras and I got interviewed by a TV show, And we were about to run. I'm busy speaking on TV. And suddenly they called me to say, hey, uyaqala wena, ulibale TV. So we would run like that, but we got hooked. And today, in fact, I was supposed to run comrades. I did not run. And the previous comrades as well, I did not run. It was crazy. In Jan, last year, when everyone was ready, I had already qualified. We use another marathon called the Cape Town Marathon. So in September every year, we go run Cape Town. So I qualified there. But in Jan, when we were supposed to train for comrades, I went on a date to this thing called Bounce. This Bounce thing in 4 ways. With friends. So we went there just to play around, People look strange when I say date, but it's fine. We're gonna get there. So I jumped there. This thing, is it called trampoline? I jump up high, and now I was in the air. I decided, no, I'm tired, I'm stopping. I didn't negotiate with the base. So when I landed, I thought I was done, but that base still wanted me to go up. So my knees got messed up same time. So I couldn't run for 3 months. I just asked a friend from Durban to collect my T-shirt and my cap. So that's how I've been missing. Same thing happened this year. So, but next year, hopefully I will be there. And I challenge people to start running, exercise, man. Exercise. And what frustrated me these months when I would not run, I like flat tummy. It's a pity this is not an exhibition center. Otherwise, I would show you. Uba kuthethwa ngantoni xa kuthethwa ngo-six pack. So, believe it. Look at the lady. She's looking at this. She doesn't believe. But it's for real, man. I'm happy for the runners. No potent. He would come to my house very early in the morning. We start running. We would run for like 30 Ks, on a Sunday mornings. And sometimes I would wonder, man, it's so cold. How do we wake up and run? But it's for the health, for the longevity. The young entrepreneurs, how are you going to celebrate in the next 5 years when you can't even breathe currently? We are saving for the future. Things are still tough now, but things will be well. But when things are you are overweight, it's not a right thing. And I'm saying it, I know people will get angry. If you are angry when I say you are overweight, then go to the gym. It's not a nice thing, I know. Because even people who are not overweight, they think they are overweight. Imagine. So it's a struggle, I understand. I can never attack anyone. So let's take it easy, guys. Let's run. But what I've noticed, I'm doing a research on that one as well. But a lot of runners, with the things I research about, a lot of people disagree with it, With the carbo loading, that is what is causing most runners to gain more weight instead of losing. You see, people who run, they say we run so that we can eat everything. Have you ever heard of that? You eat 3,000 calories, and you run, you kill 1.5. You are so tired. And then the next time, so people, instead of losing weight, runners, they are gaining weight. Look at the runners who always say they are running next to you. I'm kidding. But I have discovered that it's the carbo loading. It's the carbo loading. If we can check our intake, I tell you, we will never go wrong. I read somewhere the book Education. It's amazing. The writer says, women in the kitchen, those who have the opportunity of always being in the kitchen, you have the responsibility for your family. The way your family looks physically, you are responsible for that family. Because you are in charge of the pot in the kitchen. So, it's that. And this week, if I can tell you, because we're talking health, if this week I did not drink Fanta I almost said Fanta or orange. I didn't do Coke, I didn't do all the fizzes. It's possible. And you feel light. When you feel lighter, you feel strong. We cannot be overtaken by your Casper, no Prince KB. Where they compete who's got the biggest arms. And the Adventists, on the issues of health, we are not there. So please, guys, let's take care. It's the thing. If you are lazy to run, it's fine. Do what? Eat right. Reduce the intake. Reduce. I can do 50 push-ups now. 50 push-up and have no problem. That's the first set. So with the ladies, you don't even have to go to the gym, by the way. You can just squat, grab something. When those who are traveling, grab your bag at the hotel. It used to be a struggle when you have a new city to attend to. It's a hotel life. Do one thing, grab your suitcase, do the squat. With your suitcase, always find something to lift. I tell you, you will never go wrong. Is that fine? So if you need further information, come talk to me. I will tell you the tricks of cutting that belly, guys. of cutting that belly. There is more power that is eaten by that belly. You can be free and happy if that belly can be reduced, guys. I know people are comfortable, but it's coming from a good heart, guys. It's coming from a good heart. And I'm excited about tomorrow morning. I'm going to run 20 kilometers just for fun. So I think that should be enough now. I have bragged enough. Let's read 1 Kings chapter 21. This is a beautiful story. You ask me to talk about something, I'll read this passage, link whatever with this passage. So this is our talk right today. It's going to be quick. Verse 1. 1 Kings chapter 21. Verse 1. Sometime later, there was an incident involving a vineyard belonging to Naboth the Jezreelite. The vineyard was in Jezreel, close to the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. Verse 2. Ahab said to Naboth, "Let me have your vineyard to use for a vegetable garden, since it is close to my palace." Now, the king leaves his palace. So the title of this sermon says, "Caught outside the palace." So we have spoken about physical health, the running, and the eating right. Now I want to talk about another health, the health of the heart, you know. So it's the heart. The friends say, "Hey, you're a heartical." You would, I don't know if there is a dictionary word for that, but we will get there. Verse 2 says, Ahab said to Naboth, "Let me have your vineyard to use for a vegetable garden. Why do I need it? Since it is close to my palace." So the king leaves the palace to go where? To the garden of vineyard. So when he gets there, it means he has been looking, at it. It was glittering, it was beautiful. Naboth had taken care of the garden. So he goes there. He says, "No, let me have it. I will plant vegetable gardens." Those vineyards were for long-term purposes, by the way. So he says, "I will have them for a for a vegetable garden, since it is close to my palace. In exchange," now this is a line that is close to me, "in exchange, I will give you a better vineyard." So it means he has in his palace a better vineyard. Why then does he go and beg for a garden when in his palace he has a better garden? Do you get the story? We will go somewhere slowly. In exchange, I will give you a better vineyard. If you prefer, I will pay you whatever it is worth. Verse 3, but Naboth replied, "The Lord forbid that I should give you the inheritance of my ancestors." Last one I'll read, verse 4. So Ahab went home, sullen and angry, because Naboth, the Jezreelite, had said, "I will not give you the inheritance of my ancestors." He lay on his bed, sulking, and refused to eat. Now, this is a beautiful story. My Bible says, and it's displayed here. So Ahab went home angry and depressed because of what Naboth had told him. He lay on his bed, just staring at the wall and refusing to eat a thing. The Lord always blesses his word. Amen. Let me check my heart rate. It has increased. This is a beautiful story, guys. Caught outside the palace. caught outside the palace. So remember this story, you will save it, eh? Can I talk to because it's Youth Month, ne? Good June, inyanga ye youth. If I can have a ladies' conference quickly. Do we have ladies in the house? If we can have a ladies' conference. There is what I write these things, I call it nature versus nurture. Ladies, this is for you. Nature versus nurture. So the biggest problem, I don't know whether it is a problem. You are created, you are carrying as women, right? Imagine a picture. I was even Googling a nice picture that would depict and maybe summarize women. Imagine a mother carrying a baby, hey? We are kulisa, ne? We are tutuzela, singing songs. That's who you are. You are carrying. But the problem is, when the baby is dead, now this is not literal. This is in your relationship. Whoever is in a relationship here, you do not know when to let go because you are too caring. And you end up nursing a dead corpse. Nature versus nurture. The problem, now we're talking health, mental health. The reason why so many women are depressed, it is because it is in your nature to care. And sometimes you go an extra mile trying to care for what is dead. Some of us, we come here to church, we look nice, but you are nurturing a dead baby. Every day, you know, you're trying to make it work, but the child is dead. But it's in you to want things to grow, just like a mother would want a child from infancy until an adult. That's how you want things in your relationship to go. But tell you what, some of us, siya tutuzela, but the baby is dead. And I tell you, the people who have been wronged in life normally require the person who wrongs them to be taken away so that they are able to heal. People, closure. If somebody does something wrong, or those who have been raped, you watch on TV, the person must be taken to prison so that the one who is raped can have a breather. Then when the person has a breather, then she can tell whether I want to forgive or not to forgive the person. But the problem with us currently, with the people we are seeing, I'm talking to young people who are excited about dating. The problem, we live with the molester in the house. We have breakfast with the person who rapes us. So there's no time for healing. We are nurturing this dead baby, hoping that one day will resurrect. And this is not a literal baby. This is someone you are seeing every day. They don't call you the whole week. You have to beg to be called. Yet you say you have a lover. You are nurturing a dead corpse. And tell those who have studied further will know that when you expose yourself, the term toxic comes from the terminology where you expose yourself too long to something that is dead and the fumes get to you. Even though you were well, you are no longer well because you are too close in proximity with someone who is not well. They call it toxic relationship. And it kills you because it will not kill the other person. They are already dead. So because you are in close proximity with people who do not appreciate you, it does something psychological. It messes you up. And no Louis Vuitton can cover that. No Gucci bag can cover that. Why? Because you are nursing a dead corpse. Here is a punchline. When he's dead with you, he's alive with somebody else. Don't think this dead corpse is dead. He is dead with you, but he is very alive elsewhere. This thing is like a worshiper. If you do not dance for the Lord, you are dancing elsewhere. If a church goer is dead in church, don't think she's dead or he's dead. Echubana is alive. So this is the concept. So this is what I wanted to talk about. We're talking physical health. We're talking, training and eating right. But I want to address. Forget about my English. You will fix these things, The pronouns or he or she, when I'm speaking fast, I mix them. You are sitting down, you're having it easy, so fix it. So that's point number one. That's for the ladies. Do we have ladies who are always begging to be loved? And we will drill deeper. Uguti, you beg, you have to initiate the SMS, hey, love. I was thinking about you. Kubetwa one line, when I beg. Yo, what's up? You are nursing a dead cop. I don't know who needs to hear this, but we need to know when to let go. Somebody needs to hear this. You need to learn when to let go because the baby is not going to resurrect. Are we together? This is another point. Those who studied economics would know of a concept. This is a youth talk, by the way. If you are frustrated, you will be catered for next week. Is that fine? So I'm dealing with the issues of the heart. Have I started? So number one, you are too caring. And it's not because you are a fool. It is planted in you by God. Uguti, you cannot let a child, even if it is not your child, when someone knocks at your door and you are a mother, they are young, they are here to ask for food, you bring them in. Other families in the township, they grew up with people thinking they are brothers or sisters. Kanti hayi intwana yakholwa apha endleleni ikhaba ibhola kwathiwa izohlala nathi. And all of a sudden you have a cousin. It's never initiated by fathers. It's the mothers. Mothers care. They want to see things grow. And they want to see relationships grow. But they never do. The people you meet are not there for that. You will hear more. So there's what you call sunk cost. You can Google. I allow you to Google now. S-U-N-K. It's called the sunk cost. Now, if you studied economics, you would know opportunity cost, and there is sunk cost. Who has it on their dictionary? Who wants to read what a sunk cost is? Anyone? It's not in the Bible. Is there anyone who finds it? You can read it for me, ma'am.
In economics and business, okay. Sunk cost. In economics and business decision making, a sunk cost is a cost that has already been incurred and cannot be recovered.
Yes, ma'am. It is in economics and in business, sunk cost is a cost that has already been incurred and it cannot be what? Cannot be recovered. I call these sunk cost relationships. You are in a relationship because you have invested money in a project. Not that you love the project, no, but you have put too much money to let the project go. Even though it doesn't work, but you want it to be around because you have invested so much. Awuthandwa xa kunjalo. Abantu bagcine nje imali zabo that have wasted. I don't know if you get it. So a sunk cost relationship, sunk cost is the cost that has been incurred on a project. And the terminology is called the sunk cost fallacy. It is when you do something, Jay. So you were going to a stadium, there is a big game, and you get, that's another example, you get sick on the day, but you have already bought the tickets. Sunk cost fallacy, Google fallacy. It says, you will still go because you will feel like I have saved on my money, even though you are not feeling well. That is another thing that is hurting us. Sisuka kude nalo muntu. Kodwa uthando alisekho. Only the fact that you come afar together, you have memories, and that's all there is in your relationship. And the only time you get excited, it is when you look at your photos 4 years ago. Yo, Sayana, say Mauritius, it was nice here, baby. He's dead. While you're busy excited about photos of 4 years ago, he's busy receiving text now. Zimfuna ziti uphi hani. So that's another thing. Can you get these things that are psychologically killing us? We have done the physical, the training, but no one deals with the heart issues. And I've invested all my time reading about these things. I'm actually studying about suicide now. You know, suicide, where does it come from? Who first did it? What was happening? And I tell you, when I present it, you will respect people who commit suicide. You will respect them. And one of those is Judas. I think from the chronological manner, Judas is the fourth guy to commit suicide. But what Judas did not understand was that the man he sold for 30 pieces of silver was going to Golgotha to die for him. People who no longer have future hope decide to take their lives. But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, man. I know I don't have time. I would love to share something with Judas and the emotions. I want to debate with scholars. Judas did not really sell Jesus, sell. You know? That's the debate I have. To say, sell. But I'm still studying about that. You know what I mean by that? Judas dealt with monies. He was a finance manager. He would not have sold Jesus for $30. You know what is happening now when you get into the mind of Judas? He was being silly. You know, when you come from a township that has amachita strong, you get to be naughty with other boys in the township because you are near bangeke banenze next. So something tells me I still have to study it. I was studying about it yesterday. Judas knew money. He even complained when Mary was wasting the oil on Jesus' feet. You remember? This guy knows money. There is no way he could have sold Jesus for $30. If he really wanted to sell Jesus, he would have used millions of rands. But what happened? He was being naughty because Ellen White states that Judas was actually shocked to see Jesus escaping when he had preached and people tried to kill him. He escaped miraculously and Judas was smiling. So Judas, what he was doing, he was playing with other people. 30 silver. Thinking about Zumbamba. Is it making sense? But I'm still researching about that. But with all of that, I want to get to a point where he kills himself. So now do you get? Judas was not planning to sell Jesus. He was a good student. Iscariot is the township where Judas comes from. That's not his surname. Judas Iscariot. In other words, Puma, we logish abane timing. He was not even called. He was not called. He's the only student out of the 12 who was never called. Was Faga. UJudas zangabizwe wathi yo bafethu nibiziwe. Akekho noma ziba wangena njani kodwa wabona seyihuqisa kale mali. Say finance minister. That's how smart Judas is. You know, but I'm still reading about it to say, can he really sell Jesus if he knew other people wanted him so bad for 30 pieces of silver? No, he was playful, thinking they were never going to catch him. And look at his reaction when he discovers that Jesus, there's no way he can escape. He decided to take his life. It shows he was also shocked because but I'm going to talk about that suicide thing as time goes on. So what breaks your heart, people? Women, you care too much. And it's in your nature. Noba sewunqando uthi hey kodwa chomi ndiyamkhumbula njena. Unoba wena xa ucinga kanikhumbuli. It messes your mind. It affects your performance at work. And the sunk cost. Sunk cost, we are in relationship. Now this one is sensitive. We are in a relationship. We know we are not appreciated. Sihlelile nje abantwana. Hayi sekukhona abantwana nje chomi. Imagine, kusekhona 10 years ezayo. Awuhoywa nokuhoya. The only time you see your man is Sabbath morning. Ezochintsha push perfume umazi nobebelelephi and then ininxibi iitem ezifayinayo nihambe ngemoto oyi-1 kube ngathi into is right. Kanti awumazi busuka phi. Usuka apha alive khona. Kodwa ukhonza na umuntu ofe khona. I will still touch on that one. That's sunk cost. You are just kept because I have spent so much time and money on you. You'd rather stay at home. There's what you call simultaneous equation. And there's land, or it should be banned in the Eastern Cape. Do we have KoA men here? Do we have KoA men? When we were taught simultaneous equation, we thought it was simultaneous relationship equation, more especially in PE and East London. I'm kidding. So a simultaneous equation in maths, it is when you solve X, Y, and Z at the same time. Now, that's one thing that kills young people. What happened to solving X? And then umfumano X kube right. But no, with the current state right now, guys, and I tell you, no one else will talk about it. I think it will be me again, because we like to sound politically fine. We speak English. We're worried more about English, never about content. We speak right English. Imagine siyakufly isusuka kwenye province, but you come and say things. Ikindergarten yethu engayithetha. There must be a policy. If you are a visitor, we fly you single. You come preach, and we book another flight ticket for you after the sermon. If you have a weak sermon, we need the return on investment. You can't come here and speak only English and never content. And then sizokuphinda ukuthi return. Oh, sesidlulile. I think I'm left with 5 minutes. But everything, I hope you are getting the point of the palace. Here is another point I have written. 90% of the time, it's women who say this. Where is this relationship going? You know psychologically why they say that. By the way, young men, when women say, where is this relationship going, they are not asking for marriage. They are asking for progress. Remember, women nurture, they want things to grow. So it frustrates women. The greatest frustration for women now is to live under the mercy of men who have no direction. Ngoba wena, it's in you to grow. Growth is in women. I tell you, if ulinda indoda ubuchate, usazolinda enye 5 years. Ngoba we are wired differently. Now here is the highlight of the whole thing. We are wired. We are wired differently. Women are wired ngokuthi njengoba ukhulisa umntwana yakhumbula. You want to see your child grow. That's how you envision your relationship. But with us, it looks like my research, what I have noticed, men are wired with hunting skills. Hunting for a job, hunting for the best lady in the house, hunting for that opportunity. It looks like while women are wired for growth, ziyaba frustrated izinto ezingakhuliyo ama-lady. With us, we are frustrated when there is no hunting. Can you see these things as Dibani? Now, here is the thing. it looks like we chase moving objects. I know there are men who are wearing suits, they will act like they don't know this thing, but your wife knows. Or the security guard knows. So this is... So this is not to attack anyone, by the way, you know. It's for the youth. It's for the youth. What I'm trying to say, don't frown as if you don't know. You know? So this is to help us young people. What is wrong with us? Because I'm a guy, I wanted to find out what is wrong with me as well. You know, if you are a guy like me, you are tall, you are dark, and you have six-pack. It's really hard to live a life in Johannesburg. You have to lock your inbox on all these social media so that nothing slides in. You know? But when I checked, why are we like this as men? Now, this is to help us, you know, so that we go home understanding each other and less depression. That's the motive for today, right? We are wired to hunt. Now, here is the problem. Now, it messed up my mind, this thing. I know my time is gone, man. Must I continue? So many yeses, and men say this thing must end now. Here, this is, guys, this messed up my mind. So I'm studying about me as a man. To say, then it looks like we are wired to hunt. Now here is the biggest problem. Hey, now this messed up my mind. When a guy has finally hunted, ma'am, come close. So this is just demonstration. I can see you are already taken, but you look excited. This is just demonstration, ma'am. Ma'am, she was beginning to praise the Lord again. Blessings don't come twice, ma'am. So this is what happens, guys. This is what happens. I am a guy. Now, this is literal hunting. You are a guy and you come and you hunt, eh? You get her. That should be it. But because we are injected and it looks like the injection is not controlled, I will have, can you say HHD? HHD. Can you say it again? HHD. You must tag me on Instagram. Hunt, head, and dump. Hunt, head, dump. That's what we do. Imagine I have hunted you, ma'am. You can sit down, ma'am. You are hunted. But guess what? She gets wounded. I stay for 2 weeks because she's still exciting. And then my hunting skills continue because I'm driven. Hunting for a new job, hunting for a new car, hunting. I leave her here frustrated and confused because she says, man, I am a huntee or the hunted. Why are you leaving? I go. It's unfortunate. I won't do demonstrations with everyone. But, because I do with the whole house. But what normally happens, it looks like us as men, when we have hunted and found the one, we stay for a month, but this thing inside us, the way women, this thing inside them, they say we are in a relationship, but we must grow. In a relationship, must grow. They come visit you, they want to buy curtains already. Have you seen that thing? I go, Papa. It's what has been injected in them by nature. They want growth. Utefika bon is athi yo uhlalapha. You know, a GTI boy, ubon ba yer. Maklanju izitya. It's in you for things to develop. But for us, even though you do good things, nothing can stop me from going to the next target. Now you are no longer a potential wife, you are a target. So when I'm done with you, thank you, ma'am, thank you. When I'm done with the first victim, I go. And I don't tell her I'm done, by the way. She is left confused. I go hunt again. And then it's a hunt, hurt, and dump. And that continues. Now we have a lot of many. Nindiyekelani kodwa. We have a lot of many. We have a lot of women who are hunted, who are played with, and who are dumped. And they are here at church. And you come in as a man who was not hunting. Imagine, kaloku izinto ezihantwayo zihamba pha. Kodwa when you are not hunting uzibona apha, hayibo. Kuchola abantu bebengahanti. Ngoba babebehantile babambe bayeka. And you get yourself a nice wounded woman. And let me tell you something before you get excited. When you are in a new relationship with a wounded woman, that's not a new relationship. It may be new with you, but she's still old with life. Because she is wounded, you may change the face, but she has the face that had her. You come in with a new face, Giafan. She's protecting everything because she has been wounded by someone who looks like you. So most men who are married here are fighting wrong battles. You never had the one you have. You thought it was a new relationship. I've got news for you. She's still fighting a relationship she never told you about. And you have to apologize every day. When you go and say you are going for a jog, oh, a jog. Oh, baby, there is a business opportunity in Durban. There is a good business opportunity in Durban. I have to go there. Oh, she is not fighting you. She is fighting another hunter who came exactly the way you came. And that is why now you will never notice who has good or bad intentions. Let me just pass now. Oh, I also wanted to touch on this thing. Ish, man, my time is moving. You. Let me just touch quickly on this. Also, one of the most dangerous things to the youngsters, one thing that will kill you and you will never forgive yourself, is the gift of being handsome and hot. If you are a lady, you are hot and gorgeous. If you are a guy, you are handsome. I call it in my article, the danger of being handsome. Those are people who let go the right people at church or wherever because you think you have time. The whole world wants you. You are a beautiful lady. Yes, you are gifted. And the real people who say they love you, you ignore them. You still want to entertain life. Yonke into intswempu kuwe. Kanti awulazi ixesha liyahamba. Handsome. Yabona, this thing will hurt you badly. But you know I'm fixing the country now. I really apologize for the time. I was told to be very fast. But here is this thing, man. I want to quickly do this. The dangers of being gorgeous, of being sexy, and you know, yellow bone strong. Those are the people who end up living miserably at church, sitting at the back, and have no one caring about them. I know it's not always the case, but look at handsome people who have delayed getting married. It's because you know wherever you go, people want you, but you don't know time goes and the energy goes. By the time you meet the right person of your youth, you no longer have it. Now we have a lot of handsome old people. Person. I'm telling you, who are starting to get married now, it may not be the case, but I'm sharing with you. And when you look at the reasons, you thought you had time when you were still 25. Because everyone wanted to greet you. Everyone wanted to go to your house. Everybody thought you were the coolest thing. You don't know it's a trap, a blessing turning into a curse. And guess what happens? You marry a young girl who is 23. You are in trouble. You are old now. You are meeting someone new who is in fact hurt by one who looks like you. Now you no longer have strength. I'm going to speak in riddles. You know, you can no longer run comrades. You do 10 kilometers and sprints. No, what I'm trying to say, I'm talking to young, come on church. We have no time. I'm talking to youngsters. And if you are an adult, and I'm saying these things and you really were affected by these things, you should be ashamed of yourself. No, you are not hearing me. What I'm saying is that we have adults who have been hit hard by life, but they are not sharing these things with youth. You know what I'm talking about. Young people, we are every day at church, we are presented nice sermons about Joshua, and nothing that helps us. And yet you suffered a big blow in your marriage, and you are not sharing it with anyone. You should be held accountable. You should be an activist. We need young people who will learn from you. To say, I was molested. You don't have to shout about it. Take 2 or 3 people, coach them. To say, young girl, I was gorgeous as you, but you know what happened in my life. But guess what? Church members want to look clean, yet they have scars and never empower the youngsters. So I'm challenging people who have been hit hard by life. You look nice, you are holy, but have you taught someone so that they are not entrapped the same way you are entrapped? I'm passionate about leadership. I'm passionate about relationships. On my Facebook, it's a relationship. On my, Instagram, it's a relationship. I'm always provoking thoughts, writing a lot of articles. What is happening is because I'm an activist. I'm saying, man, I'm studying about me. I'm studying about men. What is wrong with us? What is right with us? So I want you, if you travel at church across the globe, they ask you, what is your ministry? If you travel and say you are an Adventist or a Christian, they say, oh, that's nice. What's your ministry? When you sit at church, I wasn't a minister. So pick a struggle and fix the country. So what I wanted to say as I close, I know I'm going to speak in 5 years' time anyway. So this is bad, but this is to help us and help the youngsters not to have these suicidal things because they don't understand things. When at church, we should be explaining these things, but siye nyuka ngoMoses. Kodwa sithethi ngento uba I'm divorcing ekhaya. So to end what I talked about, when you are now handsome and old, you marry a youngster, xa uphuma enkonzweni ufuna wena ukuyobukela indaba onoxolo ema-Grootboom. She wants to change her clothes, wear tighter skirts, mini skirts, and go to Cubana. Udibene nentanga yakho. And you can't tolerate that. It causes more heartbreak to families. Let me tell you, I'm being for real with you because I love you guys. It's a topic, maybe I should get another time. We have people who are married the wrong people, not because they are the wrong people, but of the time difference. You are marrying a young person who goes on Instagram, ayoveza bikini, and ngumfazi wakho. And you are uthi xa usithi tla ku Instagram, hayi. Uthi sawuzopress ulike uba hayi bayatshisa abantwana, hayibo. Ngumfazi. How do you address that at home? Ngoba she will feel offended. She is still young and sexy. And she sees nothing wrong when she gets 800 likes on Instagram. Enxiba ibikini uyabona nje abantu besithi, you know, hayi uNtswempu bencoma umuntu wakho. How do you deal with challenges like that? Where one is ending life and the other is beginning life. Kodwa sizophinde sithethe. Mandivale. The story I read of the personal the fixie country. Mandivale ngoku. Otherwise I had some nice points as well to share. But what I will close with, King Ahab leaves the main, which is the palace, for the side, which is the garden. Ay man, you missed it. When the story begins, he is with the main or in the palace. But when the story ends, he is caught in the garden. He even admits, what do we want? This guy has the palace. The palace could be someone you love in your life. Your main, that's your palace. But you are caught outside. Gardens have destroyed palaces. And the theta in riddles. If enayi gadi kwi palace kuthena ngatyali kuyo that if uyasazi isiXhosa ndithetha ngokutyala ke. He admits, read the passage again. He says, give me your garden. I will give you a better garden. Kanti unayo lento ifunayo. Do you think we know what we want in life? These are the things that cause us heartache, and no one talks about it. What can I say? When he's busy entertaining the garden, yenziwa nini prayer time palace. Let's just talk reality. When is the prayer time? When there is a garden involved. Kusho ukuthi kuthandazwa xa ubuye egarden. And the kids who grow up in an environment where there is a king in the house who is interested in the garden, what kind of kids are we raising? And here is another question. When you are busy in the garden, who is protecting your palace? But the palace is left exposed. Not because there is lack of fencing, there are electric walls. There is lack of presence. Eish, come on now. So I'm talking to youngsters, you may be irritated. But I'm talking to youngsters, the things that hurt us, so that we grow up with anger. It's because somebody did not explain to you what is happening in the mind of a lady or in the mind of a man. But the biggest problem in that passage, if I had time, I was going to break it down to you. When the story begins, he's in the palace, happy. But when the story ends, he's in tatters in the garden. You must read the story. He actually, if you are a scholar, I would say he died in the garden. That's what gardens can do. If I had time, I was going to tell you about the prodigal son who left the main house to a far country. We are not told, but now in the context, leaving their house, the main house, as wealthy as you are, you come back broke. But not all of us will be like the prodigal son. When we come back, we are welcomed. Not everyone is like the father in the prodigal son story. Abazomlinda, but I hope he's coming back. Uzothi xa urelaxe ne-pigs. Baqhube nayo impilo. Yanga inkosi nganathi. Why am I saying this? I hate the spirit of sameness. I will say it again. Even here at church, I would rather not speak if I were try to impress the elders or the deacons so that they make me speak again by saying what has been said last week. You know, you're frustrated by the way we speak at church. It's the English. You talk about the sermon you have heard again, and it looks like the Christians are happy about that. I heard that sermon last week. I've been to him. Now we better ganja. But can we be the youth that will be different? Whatever touches your heart, come and share it with the people, so that you are not trapped into this sameness. Sound your way. Be an activist. Imagine now, go to your Instagram. What have you been doing? You have 5 bikinis, 1 content. It's all about bikinis. Short. And then happy Sabbath. We are confused. What I'm trying to say, can we be a youth that is full of content and reach out? The pulpit is not this. The pulpit are the followers you have. The people who are exposed to your WhatsApp statuses, Facebook statuses. That's your pulpit. I worry when people fight for this pulpit. Kutek pumis tumbu ngoba nishumayelisi. Haibo ndinaye nje Facebook. Be the change where you are. Stand for something. My biggest passion is leadership. Every day I train leaders to become better people in the workplace. That's my passion. See an employee performing well. And number 2, talking about these things that affect us socially, issues of the heart. Those who know me on my WhatsApp status, it's always about relationship. You know, the last relationship status I wrote, the relationship as means is fana negiza. Ziyagcinywa imini yonke zilight webusuku xa ubuya emsebenzini. So I write about those things. Cabanga igizi soloko icinyiwe akho umuntu uya emsebenzini. Nezinye relationships ziyagcinywa. Akho no hey baby how is work? Ubuya ebusuku oh ukhona baby kunjani? Xixwidi. So I write about those things, but there's always meaning and content behind those things I use to tease people. Be an activist. Stand for something. May the good Lord be with you. Ngicela sithandaze. Bathezulwini siyabulela ngalamazwi othe wasiphawona. They are not popular. They are not similar. The conservatives are worried and angry. But sifix ikhanda Thixo. Siyabulela ngalento othe wasipha yona ne-knowledge osipha zona kwindawo ezi-different. You are teaching us psychology, others you're teaching them economics. Ngiyanga yonke youth ingabuya ngezinto abazifundileyo bazosifundisa so that we become better people. It's Health Day. I was trying to deal with the issues of the heart. Physically, we have dealt with things, running and training. But no one addresses the issues of the heart that affect the young people. Thank you for using me. May you be with the church so that we don't only grow in number, we also grow in spirit. Be with each and every one of us, Lord. We're going back to our challenges. As we have spoken on point number 1, some of us are nursing dead relationships, and nothing will change until they decide. May you help us to decide when to move, when not to move. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
I am so glad I did not fly him in because I was then forced to fly him out. So